Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. Today we are going to learn what are forward only static cursors in SQL Server. So cursors let us allow to retrieve one row at a time from the result set and perform any operation what we want to do with that row or the values. Now with the forward only cursors we do not have the capability to scroll backwards, so we cannot use the other options such as last, prior, absolute, relative, and first in the fetching. So we have only one option, we can only fetch next, so that made them forward only. So we have only one option, that's called fetch next in the forward onlys. Next part in this one is the static. We are looking for forward only static. Next, static cursor we have learned in another video, so they are not sensitive to any changes such as update, delete, or insert we make to the original data source. So once we open a cursor, the records are saved in the memory, and then they don't go back to the original table and take the newly updated or deleted or inserted records. Whatever has saved with the at the time of declaration of the cursor, that records are saved into tempdb, that's the results that these static cursors are going to use. So forward only static, they can be only scroll in forward and they are static, so they are not sensitive to the changes we made to the source tables. So let's go and take a look on SSMS. I have a table called DBO customer, and then I'm going to insert couple of records in this table. It has a customer ID, customer name, street, city, and state. So we are going to insert two records here. So I have ID one, name Amir Shahzad, and then we have address and city and state, and then we have ID 2 with Amraza and the other values for the this record. Now we are going here. If I would not put anything here after the cursor, it is the forward only dynamic cursor. So we have done the video on that one. I would recommend go ahead and watch that video and learn the detail about forward only dynamic cursor. Here we will be using a forward only static cursor. So the only thing you have to say here, you have to say forward only static. Now we have declared this cursor as a forward only static. Let me go from top and walk you through this cursor script, and I have done that in other videos. I don't know, it take a whole lot of time to do it, but I want to do it if you are watching only this video. So we declared the variables because we want to save the values of the rows we are going to extract from the result set of a cursor. So we need to save those values in some variable. So I have declared those all variables here, as my definition is returning me the customer ID, customer name, street address, city, and state. So I have declared the same variable, so I can save the values in some variable and use for the different purpose. Next, we always say declare cursor name, and then we have to say the keyword cursor and 4, and here, sorry, so you have to say the keyword 4, and then here you can define the type of the cursor. If you would not define it here, you would not put anything here, this will be forward only dynamic cursor. So in our case we have put forward only static, so now it made it forward only static. Sorry, let me take this 4 here. 4 should be before the select statement. So you are declaring a cursor, you tell the type of the cursor, and then you have to say 4 keyword and provide the select statement. You can select from one table or you can select from multiple tables or views or functions. So you have to have select statement that returns you the records you will be populating for the cursor. Next, you open a cursor, and here I'm just printing a query statement saying okay, cursor is open. So we can see that cursor is open, and we will fetch the very first record or the row from the data set of a cursor. So we say fetch next, that's going to return us the very first row from the cursor, and then we save those values into the variables. And then we enter in a loop. We use this variable, global variable, at the rate fetch fetch status, and the value is set to 0. So once we fetch the very first record, the value for this variable is set to the non-zero, and then once we enter in the loop, it will keep fetching the record as we have the next fetch next, and it will keep fetch the next one, and keep looping till the value of a global variable becomes 0. So once it becomes 0, there is no more records in the result set, then it will come out of the cursor, and we close the cursor, loop. It come out of the loop, and then we close the cursor, and then we deallocate, remove from the memory. So here I'm going to explain these statements. These statements I'm using here only to print those values for you. So raise error, if I would not use this one, and I have wait for delay 15, so what's going to happen if I will use only this one? It is going to wait for 15 seconds, and then but it will not print of anything after 15 seconds. It will keep waiting till everything is done, and then print everything together. So by using this raise error with no wait, I am able to print right after each of the fetch. So once we fetch it, it wait for 15 seconds and then print it. So print statement I'm using here to print the values of those variables. So I'm using concat function to concatenate those strings and integer values of variables. If you are using SQL Server 2005 or 2008, you will be using plus sign, and you have to cast or convert the integer to the string data types by using those functions. Now let's run this one. If we run this, what we see here, we see those two records right away. Now what we are going to include, we are going to include these two scripts here. So what is going to happen? It is going to fetch the very first row. It is first it is going to start from here. So variables will be declared. We have a cursor definition. Okay, open the cursor, fetch the very first record. So then it will enter in the loop. Now here we are going to wait for 15 seconds. So the very first print, it is going to print after 15 seconds, and then it's going to go for the next fetch. Okay, but while it will go for the next fetch, I'm going to go here. It will be working here. On 15 seconds, we will go back and insert some records in the table and see if those will fetch with the next fetch statement. So let's run this one. Now it is waiting, cursor is open. Let's go back here. Let's insert a record here. So now we inserted the record. It has 3 records. The table has 3 records right now, but it is going to print only 2 records because the cursor was open before even we inserted the 3rd record. So if you see here, the first record is printed. Now it printed the 2nd record, but it didn't go and bring those the new record. So that's the definition of a static cursor. Whatever happened in the base table, it doesn't care. Once the cursor is open, it is going to only extract the record from the memory that it save time of declaration, and that's how it is. So right now what we have 3 records. Let's do some more experiments. If I run this cursor now, so we ran this cursor, it opened. Now we go back and delete all the records. So we deleted all the records, so there isn't any record in this table anymore, but our cursor is going to return us 3 records because it took the definition, it took the records when we define the cursor or declared the cursor, it opened it, so records are saved in the memory, and now it doesn't care what happened in the base table, so we can delete, update, insert. It's not gonna go back and take a look. It will be just using the temporary results. It's saved in temp db. You can see that table doesn't have these records, but cursor did print, because at the time of declaration the cursor was this select was returning 3 records, so those were saved in the memory, and that result set was used. Now let's do the last experiment. Let's insert these 2 records, and what we have here, we have name Amir Shahzad and M Raza. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here, run the cursor, then I'm going to update these records with the no name. So even I have updated the records with no name, still it will be keep showing us the name Amir and Raza, because it doesn't care what happened in the base table once the records are extracted for the cursor. So they are already extracted, we made the changes after that, so it's not going to care about that. So it's going to print the next record as well with the M Raza. So it did print with the values. So we learn the forward only static cursor, they cannot one thing I want to show you, they cannot scroll back. Let's say if I want to use the last here, it will give me error. It will say you cannot use these scrolling options with forward only cursors. So we cannot use last or prior or any other. Let's say if I use prior, so if I will try to use it, it will not let me. The only option have is next, so we can only use the next one. Second, it doesn't care what happened in the base table. Once the cursor is open, it fetches the records on the declaration, and then you go ahead, make changes to your original table, and it's not gonna take any interest or go back and fetch those newly inserted, updated, or deleted records. So last experiment, what I want to do here, I want to show you one more thing. So let's say this cursor right now is returning us 2 records. So when we run the cursor is opened. Now what we are going to do, we are going to go back here and even drop the table, but all the records are already fetched when we declare this cursor, so they are in the memory. So now you see the first record is printed, and next record will be also printed, because when we declared the cursor it had 2 records, and those are saved in the memory, and we have deleted the original table even, so it didn't care about that, because it doesn't go back and fetch. So cursor, especially the forward only static cursor, is not interested to go back and take a look even the table is deleted. So this is a scenario where you want to use this cursor if you do not care about the updated or inserted or deleted records, and let's say you want to send an email at 10 p.m. and you are only interested in the records whatever is available at 10 p.m. So you get those records and put in the memory, and even though there are updates are happening and deletes are happening or inserts are happening in your original table, they will not be coming to the cursor, because it will just extract them, put into memory, and then go ahead and perform the operation whatever you are doing in the cursor. So thanks very much for watching this video, and I will see you next video.